Okay, for the second series video on the this is the Kubota 4701 four-wheel drive geared transmission, and we're going to change the fluids. This is the 50-hour service. Manual recommends just to only change the oil filter and oil, engine oil at 50 hours, but my dealer recommends to also change this transmission fluid after the initial break-in period. So that's what we're going to do. And this particular tractor has 4 drain plugs. One that's here, I've already broken those loose with a 7/8 wrench. Second one is there, and then there's 2 more on the rear axle. And we're going to start with this one. Bit of a spill, but not too bad. Alright, we're going to drain that. We're going to hope this 5-gallon bucket will hold it. This thing holds 10 or 11 gallons of oil by the manual. Alright, forward. Transmission plug. Not near as much in that one. Really didn't get much at all out of that. Stuff came from that. The one behind this, so maybe we should have done the front one first. But okay, those 2 are snugged up. Now we have got to move to that one and then that one, and we'll finish up here. Okay, we broke these loose with 15 millimeter. Watch for that little washer. A little rubber, no, brass. If I were you, before attempting this, I would get a short 5-gallon oil catch, some kind, something more maneuverable underneath the tractor. There's just too many low spots that you can't get the bucket, and then you got to be able to tilt it, and then you got a mess. So, okay, there's the first one. Pretty much done. We'll move over to this side and be careful that you don't lose the little washer on these, and if you kind of keep your finger over it, if you're using a high bucket, at least until it drains down, because this thing, it shoots straight out of there and will go right over the top of your bucket. There we go. After this, we'll have all that done. We'll need to remove this large filter right here. And on this geared transmission, that's the only filter that it states in the book. And the only other one I really see, other than the fuel filter, that we'll address at another time. But okay, well, we're going to continue to let that drain, and we'll come around on the other side and start the process of pulling this filter here off and installing the new one, and we'll be ready for fill up. Okay, again on the right side of the tractor we have the transmission filter. You can see I've got a filter wrench on it. We're going to break that loose. We got a little small oil catch down here, not that it matters, I've got oil everywhere, and install the new filter, which issued from Kubota is this filter here. There we go. Okay, you can tell that oil, that fluid, transmission fluid, looks really good. Really good colored. Not much use, but there's supposed to be a metal magnet right here. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a few minutes. There is quite a bit of shavings on it from the break-in procedure, and we'll get a close-up of that in a few. Rip my glove. All right. Okay, this comes with the magnet. Right there's the magnet. And we're just going to go ahead and use this oil, because it, like I said, looks really good. Probably could have went with the recommendation in the manual at 400, but my dealer, you know, I want to keep the warranty up. And good working order. He recommended going ahead and changing it. So never hurts to be a little bit ahead of the game. So I'm going to take a look, make sure that's clean. Looks really good. Make sure none of that grit gets on there. All right, let's stick this in, and just like the last one, we'll get it till it touches, then go another one, and one turns from right there. Wow. Okay, so as far as fluid that Kubota has issued for this particular tractor, there's 10 gallons of it. UDT2. The spot where we're going to put the fluid on this particular tractor is at the rear. You just remove this red plug, and I highly recommend having a much larger funnel, maybe even an extended amount of tubing to attach to that funnel, so that you can fill it out of these large containers much easier. But I have put in 5 gallons. Again, we'll do like we did on the engine fill. I'll report back at exactly what takes to fill on the first service at 50 hours. Fairly slow process with small funnel, basically a quart at a time. So the next time, around 300 hours, I'll have a much larger funnel to do this process. Almost got the rest of 5. Okay, so all filled up. Idled the tractor for 4 or 5 minutes. Worked the hydraulic lifts on both ends, and the 10 gallons got it just above the mark on the dipstick. We'll take a look at it and let you see it. Very difficult to see, but just about a 1/4 inch above it. So the manual recommends 10.6. So after use, and get the oil good and hot and let the filter absorb it, you may have to add some as we go, but here's the 10.6 gallons. So 10 gallons got us where we want to be. Then we'll just monitor it from here for the next couple of uses and take a look at it. Now the other thing that I've done on this 50-hour interval was obviously check the fluid levels. I removed the screen here, cleaned all that radiator out. Then the other thing that you need to check, or was recommended to check, was the internal filter or the air cleaner. Mine looked really well. Blew it out, the air compressor. I think it's got a lot of use, both filters there. So pretty easy steps in order to get your 50 hours done and save you quite a bit of money, as opposed to hauling it in and having a dealership do it for you. So for now, that's going to conclude this. The only other thing that I may do, it is again not necessarily recommended at the 50-hour interval, but obviously the dealer wants you to do it, is change the fuel filter.